I would rather wear prism glasses my entire life than run that risk of total blindness, Zak Bagans said after doctors told him surgery might help his permanently damaged eyes. At 48, he can't see the world normally anymore. One night, locked inside America's most haunted house, left him with double vision that will never heal. But that's just the beginning of his suffering. If you want to see how deep the damage goes from 18 years of hunting demons, make sure you subscribe. This will change everything you thought you knew. In 2014, Zak Bagans made a decision that would permanently destroy his vision. He purchased a house in Gary, Indiana, sight unseen, over the phone. Not a mansion, not a historic property. A modest house on Carolina Street that clairvoyants claimed was home to 200 demons. "I wanted to be a part of it," Zak explained. "You don't hear this too often where you have this many credible witnesses from police from 3 different jurisdictions, child protective services workers, clergy, emergency room staff, nurses, psychologists, doctors." The house had made international news. A family reported children being possessed, walking backwards up hospital walls in front of medical staff, speaking in languages they'd never learned. Every witness was credible. Every account was documented. Zak didn't just want to investigate. He wanted to seal himself inside overnight. He wanted whatever was there to have its best shot at him. The morning after that lockdown, everything changed. "The day after I was boarded up inside the home, my eyes began crossing," Zak revealed. Not gradually, not over weeks. Overnight, he rushed to doctors, desperate for answers. 4 different specialists ran panels of tests looking for neurological problems, brain tumors, anything that could explain the sudden onset. Every single test came back negative, completely normal brain function, no physical cause whatsoever. But his eyes were permanently damaged. He had developed diplopia, permanent double vision. Without his prism glasses, he sees 2 of everything. 2 people where one stands, 2 cars on the street. The world split into overlapping images that never align. "I'm still dealing with this affliction of my eyes, which have permanent double vision and crossing," Zak said years later. "I'm wearing prism glasses still. I refused surgery in both my eyes. They've ruled out neurological conditions. They can't explain why this happened right after I spent time in the house. Doctors offered surgery, but they also warned him there was a chance of total blindness, a risk he might never see again. I would rather wear prism glasses my entire life than run that risk," Zak said. "That's my biggest fear." So at 48 years old, Zak Bagans wears specialized prism glasses every waking hour to correct vision damage from a single night. The house is gone, demolished because Zak believed it was too dangerous for anyone else. But the damage remains, permanent. A constant reminder that some investigations extract a price you can never repay. You'd think permanent eye damage would teach Zak to be more careful. You'd think he'd reconsider pushing his body to such extremes. But in 2019, 5 years after the demon house, he walked into another nightmare. The Harrisville farmhouse in Rhode Island. The real house that inspired the Conjuring films. Ed and Lorraine Warren called it home to the most malicious spirit they'd ever encountered. The Perron family endured poltergeist activity, physical attacks, and possession there throughout the 1970s. Zak and his crew spent multiple days filming inside. From the moment they entered, something felt wrong. "I felt like something was drawing the life out of me," Zak said during filming. His face showed genuine distress, pale, sweating, visibly struggling. Throughout the investigation, he experienced crushing symptoms, dizziness, anxiety, agitation, difficulty breathing, and sharp kidney pain that came in waves without warning. At various points throughout the house, he expresses feelings of dizziness, anxiety, and agitation, along with difficulty breathing and kidney pain, investigators noted. His crew suffered too. Aaron Goodwin had chest pains so severe he nearly collapsed. "I had to sit down, dude. It was either run or sit because I was going down," Aaron said. "It was just weird energy. Not normal, not like we've felt before." But the real horror came after they left the property. "I was extremely ill, very sick for about 3 weeks after that," Zak revealed. "I wasn't myself, albeit I was on a long trip. There were things going on with me that just seemed out of the norm. It really, I believe, made me sick. I had anxiety and panic levels that were just so unusual for me. 3 weeks, not 3 days of feeling off, not a weekend of recovery. 3 full weeks of unexplained illness that doctors couldn't diagnose or explain. No infection, no virus, no identifiable cause. Just weeks of suffering that started the moment he left that farmhouse and gradually, mysteriously faded. This house made me sick, and I did not recover from this investigation for about 3 weeks," Zak told reporters. When asked what made this investigation different, Zak's answer was chilling. It affected him more than anything since the series premiere at Bobby Mackey's Music World, where he revealed mysterious scratches on his back. Beyond the dramatic spirit encounters, There's another enemy destroying Zak's health: the buildings themselves. At 48, Zak suffers from chronic asthma. Not severe enough to stop him, but persistent enough that he must wear respiratory masks during investigations. Fans ask constantly why he wears gas masks. The answer isn't dramatic. It's medical necessity. When going in places like these, be careful of airborne contaminants, Zak warned on Twitter. Wear respirators and masks. Most Ghost Adventures locations are abandoned buildings filled with airborne toxins: asbestos, toxic black mold, lead paint dust, chemical residue. These aren't just unpleasant, they cause permanent lung damage. In 2013, Missouri State Penitentiary discontinued public tours after assessments revealed dangerous mold levels throughout the facility. Zak and his crew had already filmed there for hours, breathing that contaminated air. Year after year of toxic exposure, 18 seasons, hundreds of investigations, thousands of hours in environments that would require hazmat suits for safe entry. The respiratory mask protects him during filming. But what about after? The recovery periods when strange symptoms appear, the unexplained chest pains and breathing difficulties doctors can't trace to any specific cause? Add the physical exhaustion. Zak doesn't do casual investigations. He locks himself in overnight. 8, 10, 12-hour stretches. Sleep deprivation, stress, adrenaline spikes followed by crashes. At 48, his body shows the wear. The manic energy that defined early episodes has shifted. He's slower now, more methodical, not because he's matured, but because his body can't handle the punishment anymore. The 42-year-old has asthma, one report explained. The buildings that the paranormal investigators explore are often old, abandoned, covered in dust, and filled with asbestos. Then there's the museum. Zak's haunted museum in Las Vegas houses 33 rooms of allegedly cursed objects. He spends time there regularly, surrounded by items he believes carry dark energy. Workers fled during renovation, reporting paranormal encounters. Some quit immediately, refusing to return even for paychecks. Zak remained, still remains. What does years of exposure do to a person? The constant low-level stress of believing you're surrounded by dangerous objects? The psychological weight compounds the physical damage. At 48, Zak's body is telling him to stop. The asthma limits his capacity. The contamination exposure accumulates. The exhaustion deepens. But he doesn't listen. The physical scars are visible, the prism glasses, the respiratory mask, the exhaustion, but the psychological damage runs deeper than anything you can see. Still to this day, I get visions in my head a lot about the house. Zak admitted years after demolishing the demon house. The smell of it, the feeling of it, it's something letting me know that it hasn't forgotten me, which sounds crazy, but that's the thing of this. I think that whatever was there visits me. It's with me. Read that carefully. Years after the house was reduced to rubble, Zak still experiences visions of it, still smells it, still feels its presence invading his thoughts without warning. This isn't metaphorical. In private interviews, away from promotional material, Zak describes these experiences with genuine distress. The visions come unbidden. The sensations are intrusive. He can't control when they happen. And here's the truly disturbing part. In a sick, weird way, I miss the house, Zak confessed. I miss it. I miss being inside of it. I miss feeling what I felt. Think about that admission. The house permanently damaged his eyes, made him sick, caused suffering to everyone who entered, and he misses it. He's drawn to the very thing that destroyed him. I hate to say that part of me is attracted to the edge of this chaos and danger, Zak explained. I like flirting with it to feel this. That's not healthy curiosity. That's obsession, compulsion, an attraction to danger that overrides self-preservation. The panic attacks come without warning now. Anxiety levels that spike for no apparent reason, reaching what Zak calls unusual levels that feel foreign even to him. After the Conjuring house, he described feeling different for weeks. I wasn't myself. There were things going on with me that just seemed out of the norm. At 48, Zak Bagans carries psychological scars from hundreds of investigations, memories of things seen, felt, experienced in America's darkest places. Unlike physical injuries that heal, these wounds don't close. They accumulate, layer upon layer of trauma, fear, unexplained phenomena his mind can't fully process or dismiss. This place drained me, Zak said about the demon house. People usually see me full of energy and horrible humor, but this place had a way of taking people's energy and making them weird and sick. He's admitted he can't separate himself from the work anymore. It's become his identity, and that identity is built on psychological damage that deepens with every investigation. In 2017, Zak Bagans opened the Haunted Museum in Las Vegas, 33 rooms filled with allegedly haunted artifacts. But for Zak, It's more than a tourist attraction. It's where he stores objects he genuinely believes are actively dangerous. The Dybbuk box, Peggy the doll, the basement staircase from the demolished demon house, Jack Kevorkian's death van where over 130 people died. Items with documented histories of causing illness, fear, and worse. As far as haunted, cursed objects, I have hundreds in here, Zak admitted. Every visitor must sign a waiver acknowledging they might experience spiritual or paranormal interactions and releasing the museum from liability. In 2019, an exhibit featuring a rocking chair from a demon possession case had to be shut down when a visitor fainted during the tour. But here's what most people miss. Zak doesn't just own these objects. He lives among them. The museum is in Las Vegas. He's there regularly, handling items, arranging displays, spending hours in close proximity to things he believes carry malevolent energy. During renovation before opening, construction workers fled the building. Some quit immediately after paranormal encounters, refusing to return even for their paychecks. Zak stayed, continued working, brought in more objects. The Dybbuk box terrifies even him. After opening it with a witch's assistance, he reported seeing apparitions and hearing growling sounds emanating from inside. He eventually sealed it with sage and salt, locking whatever's inside away from the public. But it's still there, in his museum, under his supervision. The building itself is an older mansion that was originally built in 1938, reports explain. It was once the largest mansion in Las Vegas, which gives Bagans plenty of room to house his objects of the macabre. Zak has reported seeing black hooded figures walking through closed doors inside the museum, shadow shapes that defy explanation. Security cameras capture strange phenomena, objects moving without cause. I believe that dark rituals were performed in the museum's building in the 1970s, Zak claims. Whether you believe in curses or not, consider this. Zak Bagans genuinely believes these objects are dangerous, and he chooses to surround himself with them anyway. That level of sustained psychological stress, the constant belief you're living among cursed items, takes an immeasurable toll. This place drained me, Zak said. The museum carries that same draining energy, and at 48, he willingly immerses himself in it, day after day, year after year, unable or unwilling to walk away from the darkness he's collected. Here's the question nobody wants to ask. Why doesn't he stop? Zak Bagans has permanent eye damage requiring prism glasses for life. He's experienced weeks of unexplained illness. He suffers panic attacks and what he describes as spiritual attachments. He's surrounded himself with objects he believes are cursed. His body is breaking down. So why does he keep doing it? I hate to say that part of me is attracted to the edge of this chaos and danger, Zak admitted. I like flirting with it to feel this. There's the uncomfortable truth. He's addicted to the feeling, the adrenaline, the fear, the sense of confronting something beyond human understanding. It's not just a career. It's my life, my passion. It's what I love to do, Zak explained. It's fun going on investigations and helping people. It's an adventure, but there's a darker reality beneath that passion. After the demon house permanently damaged his vision, he could have retired, lived comfortably off royalties. Instead, he demolished the house and immediately began planning his next investigation. After the conjuring house left him sick for 3 weeks, he didn't take a break. He continued filming, sought out darker locations, pushed harder. This pattern repeats throughout his career. Each injury, each illness, each traumatic experience is followed not by withdrawal, but by deeper commitment. And then there's this chilling admission about the demon house. In a sick, weird way, I miss the house. I miss it. I miss being inside of it. I miss feeling what I felt. He misses the thing that destroyed his vision. That's not healthy fascination. That's addiction to danger. Psychologists who study high-risk behavior recognize this pattern. The need for increasingly intense experiences, the inability to feel normal in safe environments, the dependence on danger for identity and purpose. Without the investigations, who is Zak Bagans? Just another guy in Las Vegas. With them, he's someone who confronts demons, who pushes boundaries others won't cross. Evil fascinates us, Zak said. This is why there are so many successful TV shows and movies in the true crime genre. As human beings, we want to know more about why such evil people would commit such crimes. But for Zak, it's gone beyond fascination. It's compulsion, an obsession he can't control and maybe doesn't want to control. At 48, he's too deep to quit, too invested, too identified with the role of paranormal investigator. And every investigation pulls him deeper into a world that's slowly destroying him, while he admits he can't imagine leaving it behind. Zak isn't suffering alone. His Ghost Adventures crew has been with him for years, and they're paying their own brutal price. Aaron Goodwin, there since the beginning in 2008, has experienced severe chest pains during investigations. During the Conjuring House episode, he nearly collapsed. "I had to sit down, dude. It was either run or sit because I was going down," Aaron said on camera. "It was just weird energy. Not normal, not like we've felt before." That wasn't dramatics. Aaron was genuinely struggling, on the verge of physical collapse from something he couldn't explain or fight against. Jay Wasley, Billy Tolley, and rotating crew members have all reported strange experiences, illnesses, and unexplained symptoms after particularly intense investigations. During the Demon House documentary, camera operator Adam Albrandt had to be removed from production entirely. Zak said Adam lost his mind on the site and couldn't continue working. Several other crew members quit rather than return to the property. Then there's Dr. Barry Taff, a psychophysiologist brought in to measure electromagnetic fields at the Demon House. He ended up hospitalized with organ failure. A man who lived a healthy life suddenly had organs shutting down after spending time in that basement. It caused some of these professional people to move out of the state after they experienced what they experienced, Zak revealed. A former tenant who brought her children back to the house was physically struck by something. "When she went downstairs and something hit her in the leg, I watched that moment. I saw her knee buckle," Zak said. Days later, something happened to her daughter serious enough that it deeply shook him. These aren't isolated incidents, they're a pattern. People enter these locations with Zak and leave changed, damaged, some permanently. The psychological toll on the crew is immeasurable. Years in abandoned hospitals, prisons, asylums, hearing screams in empty buildings, seeing shadows where nothing should exist, feeling presences that defy explanation. Unlike Zak, most crew members don't have the same fame or financial security. They continue because it's their livelihood. They can't easily walk away. "It's like the house was a disease, a contagious disease," Zak explained. "We all got exposed to it. Some people cleared it up longer, some people cured it, some people didn't." At 48, Zak has built an empire on paranormal investigation. But that empire is built on suffering, his crew's and his own. Everyone pays the price, and somehow, they all keep returning to the darkness. Let's document the physical damage to Zak Bagans' body at age 48. Permanent double vision, diplopia, requires prism glasses 24/7 to function. "I'm still dealing with this affliction of my eyes, which have permanent double vision and crossing. I'm wearing prism glasses still," Zak confirmed. 4 doctors found no neurological cause. Onset, overnight after the Demon House. Status, permanent. Irreversible, chronic asthma, requires respiratory protection during all investigations. Years of exposure to asbestos, mold, and airborne toxins in abandoned buildings have damaged his lungs permanently. Unexplained kidney pain, reported during the Conjuring House and other locations. At various points throughout the house, he expresses feelings of dizziness, anxiety, and agitation, along with difficulty breathing and kidney pain. No medical explanation. Comes and goes without identifiable cause, panic attacks and severe anxiety, reaching what Zak describes as unusual levels after certain investigations. "I had anxiety and panic levels that were just so unusual for me," he said after the Conjuring House. Extended illness episodes. "I was extremely ill, very sick, for about 3 weeks after the Conjuring House investigation. Similar extended recovery periods after other intense investigations. Doctors unable to identify infectious causes. Mysterious scratches." During Bobby Mackey's Music World in 2008, Zak revealed unexplained scratches on his back. This became the Ghost Adventures series premiere. Chronic exhaustion, visible aging beyond normal 48-year-old appearance. The constant stress, adrenaline spikes, and fear responses accelerate physical deterioration. Now compare recent footage to 2008 episodes. The change is dramatic. Not just aging, there's weariness in his face, tension in his body language that wasn't there before. His voice has changed. The enthusiastic, manic energy of early Ghost Adventures has been replaced by something darker, more exhausted, more haunted. "If I take my glasses off, I see horizontally double vision," Zak explained. "Like right now, I took them off and this guy carrying his ladder across the street, there are 2 guys. I see double vision of everything." Medical professionals reviewing his symptoms express concern. The combination of physical injuries, unexplained illnesses, chronic stress, and environmental toxin exposure creates conditions for accelerated health decline. At 48, his body is telling him to stop. The permanent vision damage is a daily reminder. The respiratory issues limit his capacity. The psychological strain shows in every recent episode, but he doesn't stop, can't stop, won't stop. At 48 years old, Zak Bagans stands at a crossroads. His body is breaking down. His vision is permanently damaged. The psychological toll keeps mounting, but Ghost Adventures shows no signs of ending. The show was renewed through 2025 and beyond. So what happens next? How much longer can he sustain this? How many more investigations before something breaks that can't be fixed with prism glasses or weeks of recovery? Zak has been doing this for 18 years, nearly 2 decades of confronting what he believes are genuine supernatural threats. 2 decades of exposure to environments that would send most people running. The demon house marked him permanently. The conjuring house proved that even after one devastating injury, he's still vulnerable, still capable of being hurt by these places, and he keeps collecting more cursed objects for his museum, keeps seeking out darker locations, keeps pushing boundaries further. Still to this day, I get visions in my head a lot about the house, Zak said about the demolished demon house. The smell of it, the feeling of it, it's something letting me know that it hasn't forgotten me, which sounds crazy, but that's the thing of this. I think that whatever was there visits me. It's with me. If he's right, if something from these investigations really has attached to him, then the damage might not be finished. The suffering might not have reached its peak yet. If he's wrong, if it's all psychological, stress-induced, coincidental, then he's still in trouble, because the belief itself is doing damage. The constant fear, the hypervigilance, the conviction that he's marked by dark forces. Either way, Zak Bagans at 48 is a man suffering, physically damaged, psychologically scarred, unable or unwilling to separate himself from the thing that's destroying him, the double vision he'll have for life, the respiratory issues that will worsen with age, the psychological trauma that accumulates with every investigation. These aren't going away, and fans keep watching, keep supporting, keep encouraging him to go deeper, investigate scarier places, confront more powerful entities. In a sick, weird way, I miss the house, Zak confessed. I miss it. I miss being inside of it. I miss feeling what I felt. That's not a man who's going to stop. That's a man addicted to his own destruction. We're watching it happen in real time and calling it entertainment.